Ladies and gentlemen, people and persons, this is your 30-minute end of pop culture as you know it. I am your co host, Gnarly Quinn, joined by the main man, Matthias, and we would like to welcome you to your weekly pop culture apocalypse.
Hey, Quinn.
How's it going, Matthias?
So
What's the topic for
I
today?
thought of one today. Um, if I've been sometimes I ask people this, but I use different context. So if you were to have, I would say like a Mount Rushmore or something, like the top four things. Let's say I said to you, if you could choose the Mount Rushmore of your favorite superheroes, who would it be?
Strictly superheroes, yes?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like the best. You can just pick your favorite.
Ah, dude, okay. Well, so if we're going with just superheroes, obviously, personally, Batman has to be number one.
Yeah.
It just my yep, just me being me. And then honestly, I feel like Martian Manhunter's got to be in there too, just because he's very underrated, just a little bit. And then
He yeah, he I agree with that. I think the spotlight needs to be on him a little bit more because people talk about like how Superman has all these bajillion superpowers. I'm like, well, so does he, you know, if
yeah,
not more.
yeah, and I feel like a lot of times either on screen or anywhere else, he's kind of nerfed a little bit, where they kind of downplay a lot of his power.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's
Mm.
good, solid two.
Yeah, I got two. Let's see here. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one.
It doesn't have to be biased. Just like ones you grew up with, that you appeal to the most. Like I said, the they don't have to be like the best ones. It could be ones people probably never heard of. It's not really that.
Oh, that and you know me. I'm very underdog type. So anybody that's kind of lower on the list, that's always one of my favorites.
Yeah, they tend to forget about like I don't want to say the B team, but they stick with like every like homegrown names like, and they don't really space out enough. Yeah, I agree with you.
Oh, for sure. I think another one would have to be Black Canary.
She's good.
Yeah, kind of definitely underrated a little bit, and I don't know. I grew up with her and Green Arrow. That was just kind of my not really idol, but in terms of like female superheroes, she was just kind of like
Yeah.
your average woman going about life that had a special ability, and
Hmm.
she uses it very well.
Oh yeah, she's one of the best fighters in DC. I don't know her too well. Like I watch the the movies, like the cartoon movies that are really good, and then I
Hmm.
remember a bit of her from that Arrow show, but I
Yes.
don't really know. I know she has like a sonic attack. Is that like a superpower or is that like a gadget? I can't remember.
um if I remember correctly, it is just a superpower pretty much.
Okay, all right. No, I like her. I do.
Yeah, I always liked her. She's really good with hand-to-hand combat, and she does have the canary cry, the super ability.
Right. And see that's what I mean. I was talking about last week about like these heroes that like, you know what I mean. They're not, you know what I mean, street level ish.
Yeah.
Um, like they're not overpowered. They don't have to be nerfed or buffed
Hmm.
to be good. They're
Yeah,
just like, yeah,
and that's also why I like her, because she didn't have to be buffed or nerfed just to be good. She works well with a team, obviously, and it doesn't matter what team you really put her in. She's always there,
yeah.
and she
No,
can
she's
work very
good.
well. Yeah.
She, I remember, I think I played Injustice 2, And like when I played the first Injustice game, like if I was to go pick like a woman character, I always went with Wonder Woman because she's a disgusting fighter too. Because you could flip between two. There's things about the first one I like better than the second one, and then vice versa. Um, but the one that I like, the Wonder Woman in the first one, was you can switch between two fighting styles. You could have her fight with her sword and shield,
Yes.
or you could have her fight with her lasso. And I like that one the best because its reach was pretty good. But for Injustice 2, I like Black Canary a little bit better because she could kick kick your ass up close or far away with her power. But
Oh yeah, dude, for real. And her skills are I personally I think her hand-to-hand combat or just her like her martial arts style is very
mm-hmm,
similar to Diana.
mm-hmm,
It's very similar, so I think they have a very similar fighting style even though they have different abilities. They have a very similar fighting style. And
right,
for like a street level hero, that's pretty impressive.
exactly. So that's three good ones: Batman, Martian Manhunter, and is it Sarah Lance? Is that her name? No,
Not
no.
Sarah.
What's her
No,
name?
because
No,
I
Black
think
Canary.
she's also a Diana, isn't she?
I don't know. I'm going into this blind, man. I can't. You're more the DC kid. I can't keep track of those names. But
Dinah.
um,
Dinah Lance.
I think you're right.
Yeah, yeah, Dinah Lance. Not
Mm-hmm.
like Diana, but Dinah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's three.
Mm-hmm.
So I got two more.
One more.
One more. One more.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot.
Unless they put another face up on that mountain, I will.
Unless I put another one. I just can't count. No, that's gonna be a tough one, and I feel bad I'm picking like all DC characters, but
See. It's tough because it's tough to show favoritism, but you can't have all of them on the mountain. I
oh
mean,
yeah.
you're not going to hurt their feelings. They know you love them. No,
Oh
solid
man.
picks. Solid picks. I mean, if one comes to your head, just shout it out.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking too.
I mean, there's
Cause there
other.
was oh man, there was an I think it was Image
Mm-hmm.
Comics.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm trying to remember her name because it was Squirrel Girl and her. And it was so fun for me to sit down and read
Mm-hmm.
just because she was this average everyday girl that just kind of gained superpowers and she was trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out how to use them and use them
Right.
for good. It was like a kind of like a Supergirl-esque thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Was she Marvel or DC, or is she
Uh
kind of like their own independent?
I think she might have been independent. I know Squirrel Girl is Marvel.
Yes,
Yes. Mm.
but I'm trying. I can't think of who it'd be.
No, I don't think you would know her, honestly.
You want me to not to interrupt you? You want me to shoot my Mount Rushmore at you of superheroes while you're thinking?
Yeah, shoot me with what you
Okay.
got, only
All right.
because I'm gonna have a tough time with that last spot.
It's okay. You can still hear me pretty good, can't you?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. So obviously you have there's no need for introduction. You have to have Batman. Like you can't.
See?
What's that?
See, you have to have
That's what
Batman.
I mean. You have to. You have to. I don't need to explain why. I don't. I don't need to explain why.
Nope.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a quick one because I'm trying not. If I overthink, I'm gonna go way deep down a tunnel that I won't be able to see. So, um, Batman and then Spider Man. Spider Man to me is very relatable. and he's very all around good. Like when I tell you, I mean, I wish I want to quit saying street level because I don't know how else to say that, but he's not really over. He's strong as hell. Like his strength is undermined all the time, but he's just so relatable. When I was a kid, Peter Parker was funny, and then the movies came out. It was great. Um, to me, the movies kind of lost their magic. Um, but the game that came out a few years ago for the PS4,
Mhm.
it brought back. I'm like, oh my god, this is Spider-Man I fell in love with. I haven't played the second one yet, but he just you can't hate him. He's almost like Batman. He speaks for himself.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Um,
Spider-Man is iconic and
yeah,
he's just very relatable, like you said.
he is. And then he's the one hero you don't want to like turn bad. You know what I mean? Like if he went on the bad side, he'd be tough as hell to take down because he's resourceful with shit.
Oh, yeah.
My third one, uh, well, I'm gonna say this. I have to get them in there because I grew up with them, and I mentioned them last week that I love them. The Ninja Turtles, I'm gonna pick Leonardo because I feel he's like the leader in the face of the Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Um,
I see what you did
like
there.
like like I can't. Do I want to put all four turtles up there? Yeah, but
Well, see, that's
I
what I was
like
gonna ask, because technically you could count the Ninja Turtles all as one if you
yeah
wanted
I
to.
yeah if I could make one face the four turtles and get away with it, I could. But if we're doing this fair, I'll pick him because I've always loved the turtles. They're amazing. Um, they're very relatable. Like I said, that's probably why I like these street level heroes. And they're fun. They're goofy, and but when they get serious, they're a menace. Um, I just to me they've always been with me, and I can't like not mention them. Um, so I'll just put Leonardo up there because respectfully.
There's a good one to
Um,
pick.
yeah, and then my fourth one is a toss up,
Ooh.
but I'm gonna pick the one because he's the one I relate to in some ways, and in some ways he's kind of who I want to become.
Mm.
Wolverine, old
Ah.
Logan, because I feel he can't catch a break. Like he just wants to live his life, but he has like the world's biggest target on his back because
Yep.
I mean, he's the most he's one of those dangerous heroes. Um, he's one that I'm gonna try not to swear, but if you f around, you'll find out, and that's what he does. Like if you just let him go, you're good. But if you mess with him or his friends or his loved ones, he's just gonna take you down with, and you can't you can't do nothing about it.
You're not gonna stop him.
Um, no, you can't. Like the last movie with Deadpool Wolverine, um, that was perfect. Actually, I liked him in that better than I liked his solo movies
Oh, dude, that was so
because
good.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but this is how I feel. All three of his movies, you know, Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, and then Logan. They, to me, they're good. Like the first one was rough. I get it I get it. But the last two, I think, were made by the same director, and he made him, very relatable by making him very vulnerable. You know what I mean? Very human.
Yes.
And but I hate all three of them. I shouldn't say hate. The reason they're not up there is because the last boss they fight, I hate it. The last person the Deadpool one and the first one was just dumb. Like I'm just like, oh, this is not Deadpool.
Really?
It was cool. I just did not. I wasn't feeling it. Like I liked the movie all the way up to the end, and then with the Wolverine, which is probably my favorite out of the three, I loved it. His loner status really came up, and then And the comic book, he's in the graphic novel is one of my favorites because I'm a big Japan fan, and
Ah.
that's why I like that. And again, the last person he fights, I wasn't a big fan how they did the Silver Samurai because that's not the Silver Samurai from the comic. They really messed that one up.
Yeah,
And
no,
then the
I
third
agree with
one,
you there.
and then the third one was very good, but I think to me that clone he fights was really stupid. I that's just how I am. Like it was a very good movie. It's very human and relatable. Um, it's almost like a western almost. That's probably why I like it. And then they did Laura. Is that her? I think her name was Laura Lana. I can't remember. My
Laura.
brain's I yeah, perfect. They did X-23 perfect.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And Professor X, that was good. Uh it's almost like you pick up on it's almost like there should have been a movie before that, and then that one should have came out. Like they should have had an X-Men movie before that, and then led to Logan because there's a lot of continuity that happened that you don't know. But then the last the last villain in that movie, I that clone to me was kind of dumb. Like I think they originally planned for Sabretooth, which Sabretooth is like Wolverine's Joker. I
Oh
mean
yeah, dude, they're
this guy is
mortal
nuts.
enemies.
Like I don't know if you know this or not, but every year on Logan's birthday, Sabretooth actually takes time and hunts him down to try and kill him every year for his birthday. I read that and I'm like, what a sadistic son of a
Dude.
bitch.
Oh yeah,
But
like that's
but to me, like I wish they would have kept Sabretooth in there. I do. But anyway, but yeah, that's why I picked Wolverine. But the one I was debating on between him and the Hulk. The
oh
Hulk, he's just, how can you not hate him? It's Hulk smash. It always works. How do
yes.
you? It's like if he's pretty much a guy. If his punch doesn't work, he just hits harder.
Dude, he's
But
straight brute force and
it is
his
just
personality too, because a lot of people I mean, obviously the Hulk smash and this, that, but even
yes,
when he is the Hulk, he has such a personality that's like it's
yeah,
like a giant toddler with.
it is. I'm telling you. Did you watch that cartoon Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Hero yet on Disney Plus?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, start from the beginning.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. All that
Damn.
they don't have modern superhero suits really up until about season 2, but
Oh.
yeah, they're all like very comic accurate suits they all wear, which sometimes kind of corny
Yeah.
because the movies kind of update them. But I tell you what, the story and the freaking character development is perfect.
Really?
Yes, I would pick that over the MCU any day of the week, respectfully.
Wow.
If you
Okay.
want to like a character, but Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, they're all perfect. Before I get going here, did you think of your fourth one?
I did think of my fourth one. It's not my Mount Rushmore is not nearly as epic as yours,
No,
but
it's okay.
since we're doing our own personal Mount Rushmores, I feel like
Yes,
Raven's got to be in there at some point.
nice pick. Nice. I like
Just
that.
a little bit underrated. She kind of goes
Yes.
through like the mental health thing, but she's still there. She's obviously that like depressed teen, but in the
Yes.
comics and reading a lot of the comics, she's a pretty badass character, honestly.
The Teen Titan show, the season with her and her dad with Trigun. Slade comes back and he has that estimate. Yeah, that was my favorite season. In the last
Yeah.
few episodes where it's that big fight with Trigun.
Oh, I love that.
Love that season because
So
it really
good.
brought her out the most. It did.
Yes, it kind of highlighted everything, which was
Yes.
nice. That was
Yes.
nice. And I feel like that might be one thing that we're missing on the screen
Yeah.
is like a good Raven,
Oh yeah. All
especially in
right.
like live action. But
I
yeah.
agree. All right.
Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for this week. Thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in for next week's episode of Apocalypse.